Hey, welcome back to RC3D, Ryan here. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I put sounds into my costumes and props. Dead easy. This probably cost me about somewhere around 30, 40 quid to put together. So I have a chin switch on this because this is for my ghost face costume. So this just sits with Velcro on the inside of my screen mask and I press on this switch with my chin. Really easy and practical. I can just take it off and put it on whenever I take the costume off and put it on. I'm escaping from it. There we go. Oh. See there, with just signaling that the power is now on, is functional. So if I press on the chin switch, which I'll now demonstrate.
I'm shaking in my boots. Hi there. What is your favorite scary movie? I'm something different. You've never seen one like me.
Okay, you probably saw then, when I pulled all this out, the positive lead coming from the speaker into the mini amp had come loose, so I just tightened that back up in here. So yeah, everything's heat shrinked and wrapped through these small holes on the soundboard. The main soundboard's wrapped in black electrical tape, so I could make it all nice and compact and put the cable tie on there so it'll all fit inside this box. Now, I don't want to get too ahead of myself with this, but I kind of discovered this when I was building proton packs a long time ago. I wanted to put my sounds in there. I wanted it to be compact and as simple as possible, but it's not something I do all the time. So I made a diagram that I'll throw up on the screen, so you can pause the video and have a look at that. I'll include the links to everything, if I can find it, into the description to help you out to put one of these together yourself. If you want to see a video of me doing all the wiring for this so you can follow it, if you'll find that helpful, let me know in the comments section. But yeah, let's move on and we'll talk about the soundboard and the naming of the files. Okay, so this is the soundboard that I use. It's the Adafruit Audio FX Mini Soundboard. It's, yeah, $15. You know, I usually get mine off eBay or Amazon. Amazon, they're a little bit more expensive, but it's roughly around the same price in pounds if you're from the UK. So yeah, so on this screen here, this is the soundboard. You plug it in with USB where my mouse is right now, or I'll throw up an arrow. Plug it in USB here, and then on your computer or laptop or whatever, it'll come up as a device connected. So you can open that file and then drag and drop your files in there. So it's got to be a WAV file or an OGG file. I use OGG, especially in this board, because this is see here, this is a 2 megabyte flash. So it's very, very small, but OGG files are tiny as well. Now you do sacrifice a little bit of the quality for that, but I can get loads of sound files on a 2 megabyte soundboard like this. You can easily convert an MP3 to an OGG or WAV file using the internet. All you've got to do is Google it, and I'll show you that now. And we've got this website, Convertio. I don't always use this one, it's just the first one that came up when I Googled convert MP3 to OGG. And that's what we have here. So you just choose a file, MP3 to OGG. You can change all this if you want to. There's WAV there. We'll do it OGG for now. I'm just going to drag this into there. This is the Proton Pack startup sound. I'm just going to convert it. It doesn't usually take that long. Depends on the size of the file. Done. And this is a few seconds. Like, I'll play it now. Yes, that looks like it's a good 6 seconds of a sound file. So on the soundboard, you know, on the soundboard you can put up to 7 on this one, but on the one that I use, you can put 10 on it. So yeah, the USB will be plugged in, you've dropped your sounds in. Now down here at the bottom, you've got your RST 0, 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 7, then ACT and G for your ground. Now, to hook up your switch, you'll probably, yeah, I'll show you the diagram. You can see here, if I bring this over, so in the diagram, I've got the positive coming from the button to a number, and the negative coming from the button to your ground. So that'll just be one switch. If you did 2 switches, you'd do the same again, but you'd move to 2, but it'd still have to be on ground, and then 3, and then ground. So you'd use the same ground for all your buttons, but your positives will switch numbers up to 10 on this one. So here with the power, your power would come in at the top. So you'd have the negative to your batteries to the ground and your positive to the VIN. And if you just did those two there directly to the board, you'd power your board absolutely fine. But because we've included an amp to get a little bit more oomph from a larger speaker, you've got 2 ground, an in, and a VDD. Now, I don't know what these stand for. Feel free to let me know in the comments, but this is how they're wired up. So the VDD would be your power. So you wire that up to your positive coming from your batteries, connect it in the middle, and then join it to your VIN there. And then your in would go to your either left or right or both. And then the ground from the right of in would go to your ground on top of the soundboard, and then the far right will go to your power, and then your 2 to your speaker. Just a little flathead screwdriver, give them a little twist, pop them in, tighten them up. It's easy as that. This here is your like your power or your volume. Now you turn it clockwise to make it quieter, or anti-clockwise. It does reach a point where it starts to distort and you lose a lot of that clarity. But yeah, I mean, I haven't needed to go much higher than a speaker, like a little 3-watt. I think it's a 3-watt. Yeah, a little 3-watt speaker. So yeah, that's my diagram. Feel free to screenshot this. I'll leave it here up on the screen so you can have a look. So going back to the web page. So on the web page, it shows you the sizing, and then you've got this diagram here. It's pretty much the same, I think, but a little bit more confusing. I think mine's a little bit more like, right, this goes here, this goes there. I'm not sure what's going on here. Like I said, I am not an electrician. So feel free to read all this. I'll include the link to this website in the description. But you've got your triggers. So I'll zoom in. So your triggers are what you name files. So the TNN will be trigger and then your number. So going back to this image, if you were going to go with a file that was, you wanted it to be your first switch, you'd put T01. Then if you did another one to the second switch, you could do T02. So that's pretty much what you do, is just T03, T04, and so on, all individual switches. Then you've got your other option as well, which is the hold looping trigger. So you can see here, to have the audio play only when the trigger pin is held low, it will loop until the pin is released. So that's a momentary switch. You hold it down, it's going to loop that sound effect. Perfect if you are building a gun or a blaster for Star Wars or anything like that, and you want to put a button on the trigger. You pull the trigger, that sound file, or naming that sound file, will play that continuous audio when the trigger is held down. But you would name that like that. It would be T01, hold T01, hold L. That'd be the hold looping. And yeah, that's what you name the file. Drag and drop into the folder for the soundboard. And you should be good to go. Then you've got your next. So it'll be again T01 next 0. So you'd kind of go in an ascending number. So here you'd go T01 next 2. So the next time you press it, it'll play the second file, second audio. And then T03, T04, and so on and so forth. I hope that's been helpful. I hope I haven't missed anything out. But if you've got any questions, drop a comment, hit that like button, and subscribe to stay up to date with future videos. So cheers and take care.